Oh no. Let me and then share my screen. Oh, hot. How's disable? Why?
Yeah, now you can share.
Okay. You can't start sharing. Other person is sharing. So let me share my screen. Oh, I cannot share my screen, teacher. I think your screen first.
Um, yeah, now try to share again.
Yes, let me share. Yeah, teacher Babia, I'm sorry, my neighbor is too loud. They have a party.
Just a second.
Okay. So now this one.
Yeah,
Here we
now it
go.
is busy.
Yeah. So this one, calculate the sum numbers from 1 to 10 using for loops, teacher. So if I run this, then Control S, said 55, yeah. So this one's the 55. Correct, teacher? Is this correct?
No, this is not correct.
Oh,
Calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10 using a for loop. So, what is this in line number 4, which is list underscore 1?
this one?
First of all, this is not a list. This is a tuple.
Okay. So this is not a list. Okay, sorry. I thought I can use the list.
Your
So,
method is okay, but in place of list underscore 1, you can also use the range function, right?
oh, range.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without list even you can solve it. Okay. No issue, we will try it. Now tell me the second question.
Okay. So the other one, okay. Wait, this one, okay. Okay, this one. Okay, so okay, this one is elements. So elements. So this is the one I did. Source, triangle, circle.
Absolutely right. So this one is
Okay,
right.
thank you. So this one, let me put it back. So calculate. Third one is calculate the product elements in a list using for loops. So is this correct or wrong, teacher? The
Right to the right.
okay, make it run first. This one.
See, here
One,
you have to
four.
perform the operation like 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into up to 9. That is like we are finding the product of all the elements in a list. It is you, what you are doing is you are calculating each and every element with a 2. So this is wrong. What we
This is
have to
wrong.
do is we have to calculate all the numbers within the list, like the elements. One, we have like 1 to 9 elements, right? So you have to calculate 1, multiply by 2, multiply by 3, up to 9. That would be your
Mm,
answer. Okay, but here you are just calculating each and every element with a 2. Okay, so
mm.
we will see it.
Okay, teacher. So later this one, we need to correct this. And then lastly, what I did is print the numbers in reverse from 10 to 11. So this one, hopefully this one's correct. And then output 10, 9, 10, up to 1.
Exactly. This is right. Very good.
Okay, thank.
So today I will teach you like approach to solve the problem. Like with
Yeah,
that approach, you can solve any kind of problem. Okay.
yes, teacher. Okay,
So
stop sharing now, teacher. Okay.
yes. So the first question says, check a number is divisible by 2 and 3 or both. 2 and 3 both or not. So let's copy the question first and we can open the VS Code.
Mhm.
We can create a new file. Yeah. So the first question is check a number if it is divisible by 2 and 3 both or not. So what is the first approach we can follow before solving any kind of problem is writing the algorithm. Now what is algorithm? Algorithm are the set of steps you follow. Okay, or we can say algorithms are the set of instructions you provide to your machine. That is algorithm. So in our language, we can say algorithms are a set of steps we can follow. Okay,
Mhm.
or we can write here more accurately to solve a problem.
Mhm.
Now, what would be the algorithm in our case for this problem? We are checking a number if it is divisible by 2 and 3 both or not. So first we will take a number from the user, right? Because we have to check a number. So before checking, before doing anything, we need a number first, right? So the first step is we can write here to take number from the user. This would be my first step.
Mhm.
Now the second step is then we have to check. Then we can run a if condition here. Okay, we are checking if it is divisible by 2 and 3 both. So then I will run the if, or we can just use the if statement with the condition. Now,
Mhm.
what would be our condition? That we have to check if two, if a number is divisible by 2 and 3 both. So the condition would be, we can write here, if number is divisible by 2 and we are asking for the and, we are not asking for or and. And if the number is divisible by 3, okay, this is the condition. So and then I have checked that if the number has been is divisible by 2 and 3 both. If it is, then we can print the result
Mhm.
or code. So this is my algorithm. Okay, my flow of writing a code. So this I will follow while solving this problem. See, whenever we are solving any problem, these are like very simple problems. All these problems are simple. But when you face any complex problem, what you can do, you can just break your problems into multiple parts and try to solve the first part of the problem, then the second part, then the third part. For example, take this example only. Let's say this is a very complex problem for you or for me. So what I will do
Mhm.
is I will prefer to break this problem. First, I will prefer to write an algorithm. While writing an algorithm, this makes me a clear vision, like a clear perspective of my problem. Like what I have to do first, then what I have to do next, and then what I have to do at last. So this will give me a roadmap. What I have to do, exactly what I have to do, or what kind of problem I am solving. So algorithm will always be useful whenever we are solving any kind of problem or any kind of complex problem. So whenever you are solving any kind of problem, even in your company, you're writing a code for your application, you're automating, you're writing a code for networking, just try to break your problem. After breaking your problem, try to write an algorithm step by step. Make sure the algorithm should be in the sequence, one after another. Then once you written the algorithm, then start writing a code. Because after writing algorithm, everything should be clear. If you're stuck at somewhere, you can do some research. Okay. Now in our case, we can start writing. Now we will take a number from the user. So we can use here a variable num. And here we will take number from the user, which is in. Please enter the number. So this is my first step. My first step is completed here, which is taking number from the user. The second step uses to use the if statement with the condition. So I will use here if. The condition says number is modulus 2 equal 0 and number modulus 3 equal 3. Sorry, 0. Then print the number is both divisible by 2 and 3. Else we can put, why we are putting else here? Because the question also says not. So what
Okay.
will happen if the number is not divisible by 2 or 3? Then we have to print something. So that is why I'm using print here. The number is not a divisible of 2 and 3 both. This would be my answer. Now, as condition is important in our case because the question says that what will happen if the number is divisible by 2 and 3 and not. Okay, like if the number is divisible by 2 and 3 and not. Like there are two conditions. If the number is divisible or not. Yes or no. So that is why first I'm using if or else. Secondly, if the question says that check if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. That's it. Then in that case, it is not compulsory to use all else. But the question specifically says that you have to check what if the number is not divisible by 2 and 3 and not, which is what if the number is not divisible by 2 and 3 both. So in that case, I'm using else. Okay, and it's your choice. Like else is always an optional here. So now we can save this code here. Let's say answers underscore loops. Now we can run this code. So now what is the number? Let's say number is 12. So the number is both divisible by 2 and 3 both because 12 is a number which comes in 2 and 3 both. Then we can check for let's say another number, let's say 15. So the number is not divisible by 2 and 3 both because 15 is divisible by 3 but not with 2. So this is the condition here. Okay, and you know this condition very well that we are checking for the remainder part. We are using
Yes.
modulus here. Modulus will always return remainder. If the remainder is fully divisible by 2, then remainder would be 0. If the number is fully divisible by 3, then remainder would be 0. Okay, so we are checking if the number which is divisible by 2 and 3, if the remainder is 0 in both cases, then number is fully divisible. Otherwise, not. Okay, so you can see by writing a algorithm, we have fully sorted out the problem. Now you are finding more like we just have a set of step, and by this particular action, we just make the step more easier or the problem more easier than before. Okay, is it clear the whole
Yes.
process?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Now we can move to second problem. Calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10 using a formula. So let's copy
Yes.
this and let's paste here. Now, this is my second problem. So, what I will do, let's say this is a very complex problem. So, now I will start by writing an algorithm. So, what is the first step I will use? I have to calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10. So, here I have first I know that how many numbers I have to calculate 1 to 10 because it is previously decided. Okay, then using a for loop. So, first I have to take a range from 1 to 10. Okay, so I will use and I have to use a for loop. So I will simply start I will write here that the range
Mm-hmm.
is already decided. And what is the range? 1 to 10.
1 to 10. Yeah.
Okay. And before anything, I have to understand the output. Like, what would be the output look like? Okay, if the question says to calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10 using a formula. If you're not clear about output, then you cannot solve any problem. Let's say I don't know about the output, like what would be the output will be. Then I will stuck at one problem only. So if you are not sure about output, you can ask to anyone, like whom you are solving the problem for. Okay, let's say you are solving the problem for your teammates, for your authorities, for the higher authorities, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not sure what kind of output they want from my program. So in that case, I can ask them politely that please tell me the output of this problem. That then only I can work. Let's say the
Mm-hmm.
user says that I want the sum of numbers, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 10 up to 10. This would be my output. So this I want. So now I'm sure, okay. So they want 1 plus 2 up to 10. So this would be my output. Now I know that this is the output. Now I can start my writing an algorithm. So the range is already decided from 1 to 10. Then I can start by using the for loop. Now in the for loop, I know that when we use for loop whenever we want. We know that how many times we wanted to run the for loop. So we want to run the for loop 10 times because of 10 numbers. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
how I can sum numbers? So before sum the number, I will create a variable which contains, I will create a variable. Let's say variable a equal 0. So this variable will store all my numbers. So whenever I will keep on adding numbers like 1 plus 2 plus 3, then plus 4, I will keep on at one place. Okay, so this is my one place where I will keep my numbers. That is why I have created a variable here. Then using a for loop, I will use for loop 10 times in a range. Then I will keep on adding numbers and updating the variable a. This is my variable a. So whenever I keep on adding numbers like 1 plus 2 plus 3, then I will keep on updating this variable a. For example, first time I run my loop of one number. So one number will be added with 0. 1 plus 0 is 1 only. Then I will run the loop second time with the second number. So 2 plus 1, and I will keep on updating this number. So if the number is a, and if I add 1, 0 plus 1, so number would be 1. Then I will run the loop for two number. So I will run 1 plus 2, 3. Then 3 plus 3, 3 plus 3 for the third time, 6. 6 plus 4 for the fourth time, I will use 10 like this. So this is a keep on running up to 10. So this is
Mm-hmm.
like I'm keep on updating the value of a as well. Okay, so I will keep on adding numbers and updating the variable a. And then I will print the a, which contains the sum of all the numbers. Okay, so this is my flow. Now, how do I approach this problem? So I can simply start by creating a variable a equals 0. Then I will loop for I in range from 1 to 11 because 1 to 10 means 1 to 11 means 1 to 10. Then I will keep on updating value of a with the I. And then at last I will print a. Okay, so first I will show you how we can run this. You will notice 55. Okay, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus up to 10. That is 55. Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
what is happening here is we are just running a range which is from 1 to 10. So first the loop will run one time which contain one number in the I. So I would be 1. First time I would be 1. Then we are checking. We are just updating. Here we are adding and updating the value together. Okay, how? Like how? See, first we have this A here, A plus equal 1. So what is the value of A? A plus I. This is what we are
Mhm.
doing. So we are updating the value of A with A plus I. So in starting the value of A is 0. So we are adding 0 plus 1, 1. Okay, 0 plus 1, it would be 1. So now the
Mhm.
new value of A is 1. The new value of A is 1. Then we will run the loop second time. Now I is 2. Because loop will run second time, I will be 2 here. Then we are adding again. Now what is the current value of I? The current value of I is 1. So we will add A equal I plus 1, which is 1 plus 2. So the current value of I is 1 and the loop I value is 2 here. So 1 plus 2, 3. Right. So the current value of A becomes 3.
Mhm.
Okay. Then the loop will run third time. So I value become 3. Now what is the current value of A, which is 3 because of the previous iteration. So A equal 3 plus 3. Why 3? Because the previous value of A is 3 and the current value of I is also 3. Okay,
Mhm.
because A plus I is this one. So 3 plus 3, 6. Now what is the current value of I? 4 because we will run the loop fourth time and current value of A is 6. So 6 plus 4, 10. Now what is the current value of A? It becomes 10 and current value of I becomes 5 because we will run fifth time. So with
Mhm.
10 plus 5, which is 50 and so on. So this will run 10 times until the loop will over. Okay, so
Mhm.
this is how we are approaching this problem. Is it clear?
Yes, very
Any
clear. And
any confusion?
thank, no, teacher. Thank you.
Like
Thank
if
you.
there's any confusion, please let me know in
Yes,
any
teacher.
problem. Now, the third question. Print the elements of the list using a for. So this you have already solved. So we
Mhm.
can write an algorithm. Can you help me to write an algorithm for this problem? How you write an algorithm?
Yeah, teacher. So, uh, oh yes. What do you mean? Can I write a teacher?
Just just tell me what is the
The,
first step in this problem.
yes. First is a print elements like uh, make a list of elements.
Exactly. Very good. So
Mhm.
first we need
Create.
a create a list
Mhm.
of numbers.
Mhm.
Okay, or any element of
Mhm.
now. Second step,
Second step is what do you call this is, and then they're using for loops now. Type,
yeah, we will use a for
yeah,
loop.
for loops.
Okay. Then
Then after
where you
that is a. Mhm.
where you will use for loop, like on which condition you will use for loop
Yes,
list. Exactly. So we can write we will use a for loop on top of list.
the list.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we will simply print the elements of the
Print.
list.
Yeah.
This is my
Mhm.
algorithm. So we can
Mhm.
simply create a list underscore one. Let's say this list contains some elements like elements of let's say fruits. This list can also contain some number
Mhm.
and so on. Then we can simply use for I in list underscore one, and then we can print the elements with the help of I.
Mhm.
So this will print apple, cherry, 1 to 3. Okay.
Mhm.
A simple problem. Then next question is calculate the product of elements in a list using for. So we can copy this problem and we can paste here. Now, how we can calculate the products of elements in a list for loop using a for loop. So first, I will figure out what would be my output looks like. So let's say we have this list of 10 numbers, 1 to 10. So I will just put here 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 6, 5 into 6, and so on,
Oh,
equal
that's
my
similar to
answer.
that is teacher. That's similar to the sum of the audition, huh, teacher, from 1 to 10.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
how do we frame a algorithm for it? So question says, calculate the product of elements in a list. So
Mm-hmm.
first we need a list. We can create a list of
Mm-hmm.
numbers. Second, now list can be anything because it is specifically saying a list. Okay, then
Mm-hmm.
calculate the product. Now, how we can calculate a product in a list? So we will create a variable again, which will store all my products one after another. So I will create a again. I will create a initial variable, just like in the sum initial
Mm-hmm.
variable. Now with value 1. Why not 0? Why 1? Any thoughts?
Yeah, because
The
one is times a bit. If it's zero, it becomes zero. Everything, the result
exactly,
multiplied.
exactly. Okay, so we will create an initial variable with list. Then we will run a for loop on top of the list. And then we will keep on multiplying and adding numbers. Sorry, keep on multiplying and updating
Mm-hmm.
the variable. Let's call it a equal your variable. So here with this a equal 1, and we can keep on
Mm-hmm.
updating the we can keep on multiplying, updating the variable a, and then we are printing a here. So this is my
Mm-hmm.
algorithm. So I will first start by creating a list. Let's say my list underscore one is contains any number. Okay. So these are my elements. Now I will use for first I will create a variable for I in range. Sorry, for I in list underscore one. Then I just use here a multiply by equal to y. And then I can
Mm-hmm.
simply print a. That's it. Okay. So first, my for loop will iterate over the list. So what is the first value of the I, which is 3? Because of
Three.
this first element is 3. Then what is the value of A? A equal A multiply by I. So
Mm-hmm.
the first value of A would be
Three.
1. So A equal 1 multiply by 3, which
Three.
is 3. Now the
Mm-hmm.
value of A is updated to 3 because we have used the equal sign here. A equal and this summation here, this like this solution here. So 1 into 3, 3. So the current value of A becomes 3. Then the loop will run second time. So now the current value of A I become 4 because of the second element. Then the current value of A is 3. 3 multiply by what is the current value of I? 4. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
4 into 3, 12. So this is my second iteration. And this is my current value of A. Then the loop will work third time, value become 5 because of the third element. Then A equal, what is the current value of A? 12 multiply by current value of I, this one. 12 5 ja 16 and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So this will keep on iterating until this value 3. And
Mm-hmm.
then here we have this answer. This is the answer. Okay, this is the answer. Can you check out?
Mm-hmm.
You can re-verify. Okay. So 4 into 3, 12 into 5, 60, 60 into 11. Okay, 60 multiply by 11, multiply by 6, multiply by 77 into 3 into 3. Yeah, exactly. We are right. 2744280. 2744280.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we are right here. Is it clear this answer? Is
Yes, teacher.
problem here?
Wow. Mm-hmm. Problem solved.
No. Write a table of any number taken from the user up to 10 using both loops. I think
Oh.
yesterday solve this problem, how we can write a table, right? For any number.
Yes, sir.
So I can write an algorithm for this. What would be my algorithm? First, I will take number from the user. Okay, before doing
Mm-hmm.
anything, I need a number. So I will take number from the
Yes,
user.
sir.
This is my first approach. Second, I will going to use for loop and while loop both. So first I will solve this problem with the help of for loop. So I will use for loop to iterate 10 times, right? Using range function. Then I will multiply the value, the number with I. Okay. This is using for loop. So we can simply take number from the user. Let's say int input, and here we can use enter the number. This is my first step.
Mm-hmm.
Second step is for loop. So we will use for I in range 1 to 11. Okay. And then we can simply print the table here. So table looks like num, comma, multiply sign, comma, I, comma, equal sign, comma, I multiply by your number. This is how it looks like, right? We have this for I in range 1 to 11. So first we are printing a number as it is in the num here. Then this sign as it is. This sign is not doing anything here. It is just a sign, not doing anything. It is a value 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to 10. Equal sign is not doing anything. It is just a sign here. The main operation is performing here, which is I multiply by num. This is the actual operation which is performing here. So if I run
Mm-hmm.
this one, you will notice number is 7, let's say. You can see 7 into 1, 7, 7 into 2, 14. You can see number 777 everywhere because this number is same. Multiplication sign is as it is not doing anything. I here is incrementing by 1, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And that equal sign as it is not doing anything. The actual operation is performing here. I multiply by number, which is 7 into 1, 7, 7 multiplied by 2, 14, 7 into 3, 21, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is my first problem, like first approach. Second, it is asking for doing the same with the help of while loop. So how we can do with the help of while loop? We will first initialize a variable, which is I equal 1. Then I will use while with a condition. Now what is my condition here is if I is less than equal to 10,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I will print number into y and then I will increment the value of I. Otherwise, I will end up with the infinite loop. So we can follow the same approach here as well. We have this number here. Okay. Then it's I equal 1. Can use while I is less than equal to 10. Then we can print the same statement here also. The same line here. Okay. And then we are incrementing the value of I plus equal 1. That's it. Okay. So again, let me clear the screen. Number is 7, and you can see the same answer, but with the help of while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the problem we have yesterday. We solved this yesterday also and today
Yes,
also.
teacher.
Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear. Mm-hmm.
No. Print even numbers from 1 to 10 using a for loop. So this is also we have solved. So
Yesterday, yes.
just can simply write it. We can solve it once again. So I'm just solving it directly, okay, without writing any algorithm. So I can
Mm-hmm.
use for I in range. It is
Mm-hmm.
asking from 1 to 10. So we will put 1, comma 11, or
Mm-hmm.
we can simply put 11. It will always start from,
Yes.
it
One.
is basically start from 0. So we have to put 1 to 11 because it will start from 0. And we don't want 0 here. So 1 to 11. Then we can use if I modulus 2 equal 0, then simply print I.
I.
Simple. If I run this one, you
Plus,
will notice all even numbers. 2, 4, 6,
plus.
8. Same as you can increment number here. Let's say 1, 2. If you want up to 1,000 numbers, you will find 1,000 even numbers. Okay, like up to
Mhm,
1,000. Like there are lots of numbers up to
mhm,
9. Okay. Then the next question says print numbers in reverse from 1 to 10, 10 to 11 using for loop. So this you have
mhm.
already completed and your answer is absolutely right. Okay, so we can
Thank you.
skip this.
Yes.
Then print characters of a string using a for loop. So we
Mhm,
can apply, we can solve this question. So to print the characters of a string using a for loop. So how do we approach this problem? Simply, first we want a string. So create a string.
mhm,
Then simply run for loop on the string and then
mhm,
print the I. Right. So let's say we have the string underscore one equal. Let's say string is Python. Okay. Then we can use for I in string underscore one, and then we can print I. Okay. If I run this one, you will notice python. So
mhm.
this is how we can run the for loop on top of Python, on
Python,
top
yeah.
of any string. String
Mhm,
can be anything here. Let's say string is apple. So if I run
mhm,
this one, you will notice apple.
mhm,
Okay. So this is again simple. It is like you are running the for loop on top of any data type.
mhm,
Data type can be string, it can be number, it can be any tuple, any list, anything. Okay.
mhm.
Now find the largest number in a list using a for loop. So we can find the largest number in a list using a for loop. So how do we approach this problem? Any any thoughts on this problem?
So I think that one we need to make a list of
Okay.
numbers, create a list of numbers. Yes,
The first step is to create
create
a list of numbers.
numbers,
Second,
and then using for loops. Yeah,
so
using for
using
loops.
for loop. Then, what kind of condition you will
Um,
use inside for loop?
uh, Using for loops.
See, for example, let's say we have this list underscore one. Let's say in my list I have all sort of numbers. Let's say
Mm-hmm,
1, 2, 44, 55, 22, like this. I have these numbers. Okay, let's say
mm-hmm.
some small numbers as well. 7, 8. Now, how do I find which one is the largest number in my list? So the answer would be largest is 456, right? So
Correct.
456 is the largest number. So how do I find? So how we can approach this problem? So first thing is we will create a list of numbers. Second,
Mm-hmm,
we will use for loop. Before using a for loop, what we will do, we will decide a random number as a largest number. Okay, what we can do, we will decide in the initial stage, we will decide a number as a, we can assume, okay, like we can here assume a number as a largest number.
largest. Mm-hmm,
Why? Because I have to compare. Okay, I have to compare. I want to check if 1 is greater than 2 or not. 2 is greater than 44 or not. So I can compare. That is why I'm just assuming a number as a largest number. Then I can start comparing
mm-hmm.
each element with that number. Now, in that case, we have two conditions. Okay, let's say the number is 1. Okay, let's say I assume that the first number of the list is the largest number. That is my assumption here, right? So now we have two conditions. If the number is greater than 1 and if the number is less than 1. So what we can do? So if the number is less than 1, then we can simply leave the number, right? If the number
Mhm.
is, sorry, if the number is greater than 1, then the next number, then we can leave it. But if the number is less than 1, then we have to update the current number, okay, which we are assuming. So what we can write here, we have two conditions. Okay, if the number, or we can say the element, see, if
Mhm.
the element is greater than the largest number we have decided here, let's say the largest number is the first number of the list, which is 1 year. 1 year. So if the number is greater than the largest number, then we will update the largest number. For example, the second number is 2 here. So now we are checking if 2 is greater than 1 or not. So 2 is greater. So what we will do, we will update the value of a to 2 here. And if the number, if, or we can say else, if the number, the element is smaller than the largest number which we have decided, if the else the element is smaller than largest number which we have currently in the variable, then we will do absolutely nothing. For example, number here is 134. Okay, now the current number is 134 as the largest number. Let's say it check any number, let's say 7 number. Now we will check if 7 is greater than 134 or not. So 7 is not greater than 134. So this will not do anything. This will not update the number because the
Mhm.
current number is the largest number among the list. So why do I update that number? Right. So
Mhm.
I will leave it. Okay. Is it clear the flow? How we are
Yeah.
approaching this problem?
Yes, teacher, I understand now
So
what you mean. If the number is less than to the variable a, it will not update the variable a, the number. Correct, right?
yeah,
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay, okay, I
if the
understand.
number is greater, then we
If
will
it's
update the value of a.
update the variable a, yes.
So what we will do first, we will decide a number. How we will decide a number? We will use a equal. Now I will take a first element of my list as a greater number.
One.
So I will use list underscore 1 and the index number of this list, which is 0. So what will the
Mhm.
output first? Let me show you. The output will be 1 because what is the zeroth element of the list? 1. So answer is 1 year. You can say 1. Because I'm
Okay.
assuming that the first number would be the largest number. Now, can you tell
Mm.
me why I'm assuming that the first element is the largest, not any other element?
Because that's the zero. The first zero of the list of elements is one.
So,
So that's why
for
out
example,
one.
I'm just asking that what if I take 55 as the largest number? I can assume also. So, why I'm taking one number, the first element, as the largest number, not any other element as the largest?
Okay.
I can put here 8 also. Now, eighth is the largest here. I can put 5 also. 5 is the fifth is the largest, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are assuming that
Mm.
35 is the largest number, but I am taking 0 here. Why? Because, like,
Because we
why I'm
start the
taking
zero,
55
yeah.
as a, sorry?
Mm-hmm. The number one on the list of the element is from the start to zero, which is one. That's number one.
Yeah, it is number 1. I'm asking
Mm.
that why I'm taking the first number as a largest number. Why I'm assuming that? I can assume any number from the
Mhm.
list as a largest. But why I'm assuming the first number only?
Because we start from zero.
Okay, let me show you the practical. Okay, what I mean. So let's say, let's solve this problem. So first we have this list here. We are sorry,
Mm-hmm.
with this variable here, and this variable contain list of first element. Okay, like the item
Mm-hmm.
of list of first element. So that is one. So the current
Mm-hmm.
value of a is 1. So we will run
Mm-hmm.
a loop for I in list
Yeah.
underscore 1. Then what we are doing, we are checking. We are checking if this I is greater than a. If it is, then we can update the value of a. Okay. And then after all, you can print the value of a. That's it. We are done. Now what we are doing here is first we are checking. So the first element is 1. Okay, first I will run this, then I will show you. So answer would be 456. You can see.
Mhm.
Answer is 456. Or we can just modify this a little bit. We can write here the largest number in the list is A. Okay, so here you can see the largest number in the list is 456. Now why
Mhm.
456? See, first we are starting from the A. Now the value of A is 1 only because of the first element. It can be any element, but the first element. Let's say if my first element is 10, so the current value of A is 10 only. Okay, but my current value is 1. So the element is 1 here. It can be any
Mhm.
number. It can be even 100 also. So the first element becomes 100 also. Okay.
Mhm.
Now why I'm taking the first element? Because I want to start from the beginning. If let's say the
Mhm.
first element is some largest number or any other number, and it can be any number. Maybe the first number is the largest number, let's say 1000. Maybe the first number is the largest number. Who knows? Right? Who knows?
Mhm.
So it is just a kind of a flow we are just approaching here. We are just
Mhm.
assuming that whatever the first number, we are assuming that is the largest number. So that we cannot miss any other number in the list. Okay. So let's say the first number is the 1000 here. So we are assuming that the first number is the largest number. So now A becomes 1000 here. Okay, because of the first element is the largest. If I run this one, you will notice 1000 only. No other
Yeah.
number. Because we are comparing here. Let's say the first element is the largest number, 1000. So we are checking for I in list underscore 1. For I in list underscore 1. So these are the elements. So the first element comes inside list is 1000 only. Because we will start iterating over the list. First element is 1000. Now we are checking if 1000 is greater than 1000. So this is false. 1000 and 1000 are equal. So this is false. So this will skip this value. Then it will iterate for
Mhm.
the second time. Now the current value of I is 2. The
Mhm.
current value of A is 3000. Okay. Now the current value of I is 2 here. So we are checking if I, which is 2, is greater than 1000. So this condition is also false because 2 is less than 1000. So we will not update the value of I. So the current value of A is, sorry, we will not update the value of A. So the current value of A is again 1000 only.
Mhm.
Now we will run the loop third time, which is 33, sorry, for the value 44, for this value. Then we can check if 44 is greater than 1000. So again, it is false. So we will skip this value. Now, why I'm
Mhm.
approaching that to first value is the largest because of the time complexity here. What is the time complexity? It is like an advanced topic, but let me give you an overview. Time complexity
Mhm.
says that how much time your code is taking to run. Okay, let's say if I assume any random number from the list as a largest number. Let's say 134. I'm taking 134 as a largest number from the list. Any random number I can pick up and take. Now here, let's say the first number is the largest number. So in that case, my loop will keep on iterating and keep on checking until the last number. But the largest number is in the first only. Okay, so here I'm just like let's say if the first number is the largest, which is 1000 in our case, so I am just avoiding this step here. I'm just avoiding this step. Why? Because I'm not updating the value, and this will reduce my time complexity. Okay, it is a
Mhm.
like approach. It is a like a very detailed approach in the data structures and algorithm. Okay, just think of, we are just avoiding the number of step. If we are taking the first step as a, like if you're taking first element as a largest number, so we are avoiding other numbers. Okay, like we are avoiding the step of updating the other numbers or the value of A. That is why we are just taking the first number as a largest number. Like this first number can be anything, we are not sure. Okay, this number can be anything. So let's say the first number is 1 here. So now one is, now we will start comparing with one with every other number. So let's say
Mhm.
one is one. Okay, now value of A is one, and we will start iterating. So the first element of list underscore one is one. We're checking if one is greater than one. Okay. So we will check 1 is greater than 1. So this condition is false because 1 is equal to 1, not greater than. So we will skip this value. Then you will check for the second value. 2 value. Second time the loop will run for the second value. Now we are checking if 2 is greater than 1. Now this condition is true here because 2 is larger than 1. So now this will update the value of A. Now A becomes I. A becomes I. What is I? I is 2 here. So A becomes 2 here. Now the
Mhm.
current value of A is 2. Okay, current value of A is 2. Then we will run the loop third time with the 44 number. Okay, now we will check again if 44 is greater than I. Sorry, A. What is A? Current A is 2 because of we have updated value here. So this is updating.
Mhm.
So this is also true because 44 is obviously greater than 2. So now we are updating value of A equal I. What is I here is 44 because current value of I is 44. So we will update by 44. Now the current value of A becomes 44. Then we are checking for fourth number which is 55. Now 55 is greater than 44 because what is the current value of A? 44. Now,
Mhm.
this condition is also true because 55 is greater than 44. So now we will update the value of I with 55. Then we will check for the next element 22. Now we will check if 22 is greater than 55 because what is the current value of 55? Sorry, A. 55 because we have updated here. Now 22 is less than 55. So this condition is false. So if this condition
Mhm.
is false, do nothing because this statement will only run if this condition is true. But here this condition is false, so we will not update the value. So
Mhm.
here we are saving one step here, which is here we are not updating the value of A. So it is all about reducing the time complexity. If your
Mhm.
first element is 1000, so now we are assuming that first element is the largest number. So in that case, we will not update this value until we find any other greater number than 1000, right?
Mhm.
Let's say we have this 8000 here. Then only we will update. Otherwise, we will not going to update value of A because first element is the largest element. We are assuming, and it is the largest. So until we find a next largest number, we will not update this value. This is how we are running the code. If
Mhm.
this is not clear, like if the first number, why we are choosing the first number, so don't worry. It is like out of your syllabus. Just I'm telling you that it is only because of time complexity. Just we are reducing
Mhm.
the time complexity of the program. So that program will run in more convenient way, in more faster way than before. That's it. Otherwise, if it is not clear, no issue.
Mhm.
Okay. Otherwise, rest is clear or not? Like how we are finding numbers. Is it clear or not?
Yes. Yes, teacher, very clear. Thank you.
Now, what is the current number which is largest? 8000. So
8,000.
if I run this, you will notice 8000.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the next question, which is find the average of numbers in a list using for loop. Now, what is the average formula? The formula for average is mean, which is sum of all numbers divided by total number of uh, numbers.
Number of
For example,
elements.
we have the list underscore one. If let's say we have these elements one, two, three, four, five. So what would be the formula for average, which is sum of all numbers, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by how
Mhm.
many numbers? 5
5.
numbers.
Mhm.
So this is a formula for average, or we can say mean formula. Okay,
Mhm.
mean. So how do we approach this problem? You will notice this problem is similar to the problem number second, where we sum up
Mhm.
all these numbers, right?
Yes, teacher.
So how do we approach? First, we will create a list. Then we will
Mhm.
sum all the numbers, and then we will divide with total numbers. Okay. So let me write the answer directly. Okay.
Mhm.
You can write your algorithm. Okay. Now you know how you can write it. You can write it by your own. Okay.
Mhm.
So how we will find the average of numbers in a list using for loop. So first we will create a list. underscore 1. Let's say in the list underscore 1, I have some element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 7, 8, or 11, or any other number. Okay, now I will run follow foreign range, sorry, foreign list underscore 1. Then I will sum, I will create a variable here, a equal 0. Then with this a equal, first I will add numbers, a plus equal I. Now inside a, I have all these numbers. Then I will simply divide numbers, which is I will use here print, or here I can create another variable result equal a divided by how many elements. How we count how many elements are there? We cannot count manually. Okay, the user can enter any number of elements, so we cannot count manually. So there's a function, length function. Length function will tell you how many elements are there, right? Remember in the list session, we have discussed this length function. Length will tell you how many elements are there. So we can simply use length function here, which is list underscore 1. So we are dividing a with length of list underscore 1. If I print the result, you will notice number. Okay, you can see 9.66 something is your output here. Okay, now if I show you what is this length here, so if I print this length here, so this will tell us how many elements are there, like count of your elements. So I think we have 10 elements, 9 elements actually. So we have 9 elements, which means we are dividing by 9 here. Okay, which means sum of all numbers divided by 9, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 46, your last element. Okay, 46 divided by 9. How many elements are there? If I count 3 and 3, 6 and 9. 9 elements. Okay, so we are just dividing length of list underscore 1, which is length will count how many elements are there. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear.
Then the next question.
Print all uppercase.
Print all the uppercase letters in a string using a for. Okay, so let's see. How do we solve this problem? Which is we have to print all the uppercase. For example, we have this string here, apple. Inside apple, how many are uppercase? A is uppercase, L is uppercase. So I want output as A and L here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so how do I approach this problem? If you remember, we have talked about string methods and functions in the string sessions, where we discuss a function that we can check if any character is in uppercase or not. So what is that function name? Is upper, right? Is upper. Is upper will check, tell us if this letter, if this character is in uppercase or not. So we can simply again create a variable, like let's say a string here, underscore 1. Now what if the string is, let's say apple. This is my string. Now I will run a loop here. Okay, which is for I in string underscore 1. Okay, first I will print I to show you what will be the output. Okay, here we have this apple here. So in the I, we have each and every element iterating one by one. First we have this A here, then P here, then P here, then L, and then E. Now here I can check if I dot is upper. If I is in uppercase, then print I, otherwise not. Okay, you can see here, now we have this A and L on, because A and L are in uppercase. It is very simple here. We are just iterating over a string. In the string, we have character. Okay, so the first character will be A. Then we are checking if A dot, okay, is upper. If A is in uppercase or not. So obviously A is in uppercase, so we will print A. Then we have this P here. In place of A, then we have P here, because we are iterating over a string. So we are iterating each and every element. We are picking up each and every element of a string. Second element is P here. Now we are checking if P is in uppercase or not. P is in uppercase. No, P is not. So this line will not execute. Then second P is in uppercase. No. Then fourth character is L. So we are checking if L is in uppercase. Yes, L is in. So we will run L as well. Then we will check for E. E is in uppercase. No, E is not in uppercase. So we will skip this line of code. Okay. So this is how this code is flowing. Let's say if I
Mhm.
take any large string, let's say Python is a wonderful language. So I can take even a paragraph, I can take even a book to check, right? So now you can see we have many upper cases here and many lower case. So I can run this one. You can see in this uppercase, I have this Y is uppercase, T is uppercase, WON is uppercase, F is uppercase, and that's it. These are in uppercase. Is
Mhm.
it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear.
Can you tell me if I wanted to check for lowercase also in this particular program? So how do
No,
I check
teacher.
for the lowercase?
Yes, lowercase. I think forgot that is upper. So now is low.
Yeah, so we can add another condition here, elif.
Mhm.
If I
Mhm.
is lowercase,
Mhm.
right? Then simply print your I here.
Yes.
Okay, so I can run this one. You can see we have the entire string
Mhm.
because we have not, we can create a list here, right? List for uppercase character, list for lowercase, like a list which contains all the uppercase character within the string. For example, uh, like I want that this list underscore, let's say list underscore upper. This list underscore upper will contain all the uppercase letter, like Y is uppercase, right? T is
Mhm.
uppercase. So this will contain Y. This will contain T. This will contain W O
The
N. I just want this one. So I will create an empty list here for the uppercase, and I will create a lower case list here, a empty list. Because right now I don't know which are uppercase and which are lowercase. Right.
Mhm.
But when I run this loop, I know, I came to know that which is like uppercase and which is lowercase. So what I will do in this print here, I can just use here list underscore upper dot append. You can use append here, right? What is the append function do? Append will keep on appending your element at end of your list. Right? If you remember from the list session, we have discussed about append here. Append will keep on appending a character one by one. And same
Mhm.
as we can do here, this one, which is list underscore lower dot append I. Then at last, we can print
I.
list underscore upper, and we
Mhm.
can print list underscore lower. Okay. So if I run this one, you will notice, see, in this list, we have this all uppercase letter from the string P,
Mhm.
sorry, Y, T, W, O, N, F. These are all uppercase. And in the
Mhm.
lowercase letter, we are finding in the lowercase list, these are all lowercase letters, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Now let's understand the code here. So this is my string. Before in my string, I create a variable here, sorry, a list here, a empty list, which contain nothing in the starting. Here we are checking if any character is in uppercase or lowercase. If it is in uppercase, throw it in the first list. If it is in a lowercase, throw in the second list. That's what I will
Mhm.
do here. Okay.
Yeah.
So here I'm checking if I is in uppercase. Let's say if P, because P is the first element. We're checking for the P. We're checking if P is in uppercase. No, P is not in uppercase. So this line will not execute because you know if condition will execute if this line is true. But here this is false. So this will skip. We will check for the lower condition. If P is lower. So P is in lowercase. Yes, P is in lowercase. So what we are doing, we are just appending the P. We are adding P in the list
Mm.
underscore
Low.
lower. Okay, what is appending? If I show you an example of appending again, let's see we have this list here, underscore one. In this list, let's say we have two elements, and let's say I wanted to append another element. So I will use 4 dot append in the, sorry, list underscore one dot append. What I wanted to append? I wanted to append, let's say, character 3. And if I print list underscore 1. You will notice 1 to 3 now. Okay, 1 to 3. This is how append is working. Append will keep on adding your elements at end of your list. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Same as we are doing here. Same as we are doing here. We just keep on appending the elements one by one at the end of the list. We are throwing the elements in the list
Yes.
because these are the empty list. So how we are filling up by throwing the elements in the list. Let's say the second element, Y. Now we are checking for the Y element. Y is uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase. Now this condition is true. So this will end up in the uppercase list. We are just throwing, which is we are just saying that list underscore upper dot append. What we are appending? Element number Y, which is this
Mm-hmm.
element we are appending. Then we will check for T. T is in uppercase or not? Yes, T is in. So we are appending T again. And so, is it clear?
Mm. Yes, teacher. Clear.
Okay. Next question. Count the number of vowels in a string. How we can count? What are vowels? Simple A, E, I, O, U are vowels.
Mm-hmm.
So we can count the number of vowels. Let's say vowels
Mm-hmm.
are A equal. Let's say, or we can just create vowels.
Great.
For the vowels, we don't have any function here. So we can create vowels. Now, what are vowels? A, E, I, O, U, right?
Mm-hmm.
And vowels can be A, E, I, O, U in the uppercase also, right? So we are taking both condition if the vowels are in lowercase and if the vowels are in uppercase.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are asking from the user whether our user will put any number. Sorry, uh, this is wrong.
Count the number of vowels in a
Yeah, it
string.
is right. Okay, we are checking how many vowels are there. Now, vowels can be in the uppercase. Let's say my string is
Mm-hmm.
FA, like this one. Now, how many vowels are there? A and E are vowels. E and A
Mm-hmm.
are vowels. But here I am just taking both condition here. Whether A can be in the uppercase also, A can be in the lowercase also. E can be in the uppercase also, E can be in the lowercase also. That is why I'm putting this one, A, I, O, U, and this one in the uppercase and in the lowercase. Okay, if I remove this one, just we get this one A, E, I, O, U. So it will not take A here because A is in uppercase. And you know that Python is case sensitive. Small a and
Okay.
capital A are different here. So that is why I'm taking A, E, I, O, U.
Okay.
Okay, so how do I count how many vowels are there in my string? So I will start with the initial counter here. It is my counter equals 0. It start from 0. Then I will run a loop for I in string underscore 1. If I in string, sorry, vowels. Okay, if I is in vowels, then simply count 1. And then we are printing the counter here. So how many vowels are there in my string? Two vowels, A and E. So if I run this one, you will notice two vowels. Now you can see, first I can just modify this one. So total number of vowels in the strings are, okay, count. See how this code is running. We have this string here, apple. Now we are checking. We have this counter here. Counter is 1. Currently, we are assuming that there's no vowel. Okay, we are assuming that there's no vowel. And if we have any vowel, we will plus this number by 1. Okay, for example, I start from the A. What is the first element of my string? A here, right? So I will check for A. Now I will check if this A in vowels. What is this in? In is a membership operator, right? In is a membership operator. So we are checking if A in vowels. Now you can check if this A is in vowels or not. So A is present in vowel. You can see A is there, right? A
Mm-hmm.
is there. So this will increment Y1. So this will counter will increment Y1. What is the current value of counter? 0, 0 plus 1. 1. So the current value of counter becomes 1, which means we have one element in the string, which is vowel.
Yes.
Then we will check for
Yes.
the second element P. Now
Mm-hmm.
P, we are checking if P in A or not. You can find P. No, there's no P in the vowels. We have A, E, I, O, U. And we have again
Mm-hmm.
A, E, I, O in the capital letter. But we have no P. So
Mm-hmm.
this will not true here. So the counter will not update. Then we will
Mm-hmm.
check for the second P. Again, P is not there. Then we will check for the L. If L in vowels or not. So you can see L. So L is again not there because we have A, E, I, O, U.
Mm-hmm.
So again, L is not there. So this will not
Yes.
true here. Then we're
Mm-hmm.
checking for at last E because the last element is E. Now E is there. Yeah, E is there. This is E, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this will again increment by 1. What is the current value of counter is 1. So 1 plus 1, 2.
So
That is why
yeah.
we have this answer 2. Okay, 2 here. If something is not clear, let me show you a very powerful tool. Let me copy this. I will show you something which is very powerful. Let me open my browser. Let's see if
Mm-hmm.
something is not clear. If you're not clear how this code is running, how the code is flowing, then you can search for Python tutor.
Python
Python
tutorial.
tutor. Okay, you can click on this first URL. Now, what is this Python tutor? Python tutor, you can click on this Python. This will show the code of your flow of your code. You can edit here and then you can just remove this one and paste your code here. And then click on this visualize here.
Oh, there's a web-based teacher, huh?
Yeah, we have to paste our code here. Now, what is this all about? This will visualize your code. So whatever is happening here, we will visualizing it here. So you can see here this number of steps. The whole code is running in the 17 steps. So now what is the step number 1? You can click on next here. First step is we are storing our apple inside a string. This is my first step because I am just storing apple inside a string. Then what is the second step? I'm storing this string inside my
Mm-hmm.
vowel. This is my second step, right? You can see step 2 of 3. Then what is step number 3 of 17? If I click on next, I will create a counter here. So I am creating a 3 variable string vowel counter which contains some value here. These are values inside string. This is value inside vowel and this is value inside counter, right? Then I will run again. Then you can see I'm starting a for loop for I in range. Sorry, for I in string underscore 1. So what is the current value of I? I current value is A because we are iterating over this string. So the current value of I is A here. Okay, A here. Then I will click on next again. Then I will check. I'm checking a condition. If I in vowels. So if this condition is true, if this condition is true, then only this arrow will move inside this arrow, this counter here. Okay, if I click
Mm-hmm.
on next, you will see the counter value will update from 0 to 1. If I click on next, you will see counter value becomes 0. If I click on previous, you will notice the value of counter is 0. But when I click on next, the counter will become 1. You will notice this value. You can see it will become 1 here because we are checking for the A. Now A is inside vowel, so we are incrementing by 1. Then the next value is P, which is this P here. Okay, now the value of I becomes P. Now we are checking if P is in vowel or not. So P is not there, so this counter will not increment. So we are checking for second P. This is for the second P. Now what is
Mm-hmm.
the current value of I? Second
Still
P.
one.
So it is again not vowel, so it will skip the if condition. Then we are checking for the L here. L. Now we are checking if L is again a vowel or not. You can see this arrow is in L here. This if condition. We are checking if L is in vowel or not. So L is not there. So again, this will not increment by 1. Then we are at last checking for the E condition. You can see I is E. Now we are checking if E is in vowel or not. So E is there. So this counter will become 2 here. Now you will notice it will become 2. It will become 2 here. Because you can see the E is a vowel. Then we will click on next and we are printing that this total. So total number of vowels in the string are 2. So this is how you can use Python tutor for examining the flow of your code. If you are not sure about any step, you can just simply come here. You can just copy the code, your code here, and then start checking step by step, like what is happening step after step. Okay, this is how you can also check out any step by moving this bar. You can click on previous, you can click on next, you can click on first, you can click on last. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, very clear. Thank you.
Okay. So this is how we can run this program. Then next is calculate the factorial of of number using uh this one, for loop. Now what is factorial? Can you tell me what is factorial?
Number using for 5 factoring that yes, factor of a number 5 using like factors. No, I have no idea, teacher.
Okay. So factorial is, let's say this number 5. So we are asking 5 number factorial, which is 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. This is a factorial, which means you are
Factor.
previously multiplying all the numbers. If I show you
Mm-hmm.
in the visualize format, factorial. Okay, you can see, for example, what is the factorial of 7? 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is factorial. Now
Mm.
it is clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, before solving the problem, we should know the answer, like what the problem is expecting us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we can simply copy it and we can paste it here. Calculate the factorial of number using for loop. Let's say number is 5. So how do I calculate 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1? How do I calculate? Using for loop.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions? Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, make a list 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right?
No. List will not help us here.
Uh, how about the
See, let's see
oh,
it. For example, I just wanted to calculate 1 multiply by 2 multiply by 3 multiply by 4 multiply by 5 like this. So I can just use here for I in range. Now what is my range here? I just wanted to start from one number, the first number, up to number plus 1. Okay, and then I can just simply, I can create a factorial variable here, fact equal 1. And then I just keep on updating this factorial. Factorial multiply y I. That's it. And then we can print factorial. Okay, if I run this one, you will notice 5 into 4, 20, 20 into 3, it is 80, 80 into 2, 160. We will have 160. Sorry, 120. 8
hmm,
into 3, yeah. 8, yeah, 120, 120. So it is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now, how we are solving this problem? See, first type this number 5. I want factorial of 5, or you can pick any number, any factorial, 7. So it will goes like 5 into 6 into 7 like this. Okay. Then with this factorial number 1. 1 is your initial number. Okay, it is your initial number. Because we are multiplying 1 and we are keep on updating this number 1 here. Then we are going range. What is the range here is, we want starting from 1. We want to start from 1 to number plus 1. What is number here? 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So now you can think of, it is very logical here. What if I put here only number? So it will go from 1 to 6, because 1 to 7 means 1 to 6. So that is why I add number 1. 1 to like 1 to 7 plus 1, 8, which means 1 to 7. Is it clear this part?
yes,
Why we are
teacher.
adding plus 1?
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to go up to previous number. We always go up to previous. If I put 7 here, if I remove this
The
one, it will go
last
from
number is
1
6.
to 6. Yeah, 1 to 6.
Mm,
Exactly. If I plus here one number, it will go from 1, 7 plus 1, 8. So it is 1 to 7. And then simply I keep on adding the number, which is, what is the current value of I? I will start from 1. And what is the current value of factorial? 1 into 1, 1 only. What is the current value of 2? I, 2. What is the current value of factorial? Your current value of factorial is 1 multiply by, what is I? 2. 2 into 1,
Mhm.
2. So now we are updating the value of factorial by multiplying I, which is now 2. Then we can put a comma. Now what is the current value of I? It becomes 3. Okay, this is 3 here. And then what is the current value of factorial going? 2 because
6.
of the previous updation. So 2 multiply by 3. It is 6 here. Then what is the current value of I becomes? 4 because of it will iterate 4 times. Then what is the current value of factorial? 6 because of the previous
Mhm.
updation. So 6 into 4, 24,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Then what is the current value of I? 5.
Mhm.
What is the current value of factorial?
Yeah, it's a 25. Yeah, 24
24.
times. Yeah,
Okay, 24 multiply by,
5.
yeah, that, I think 120. Yeah,
Mhm.
120. Then it will keep on iterating up to 7. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have this answer 5040, which is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into 7 is 5040. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now, the next question says, calculate the sum of number from 1 to 100 using while loop. Now we have to do this with the help of while loop.
I'll
Okay.
get the number.
So let's see.
Trans-
So it is similar to for loop. We will start
Yes.
with the variable 0. Okay. Then
Mhm.
let's say it is result equals 0. Then we will initialize with the 1, right? Then we will take while 1 to 100. It is asking from 1 to 100. So while I is less than or equal to 100. This is my condition. So I wanted to run my loop from 1 to 100. Then I will just keep on adding result into 1, sorry, I, and then increment the value of your I. Easy. Then we can simply print the result, right? So what is the value of result? Previously 0 and value of I is 1. So we will start from 1. And what is this one, which is, we will start from I. What is
0.
I? At once, 1 here. And the result value is I, sorry, result
Mhm.
plus I. What is I? What is result? Result is 0. And what is the
Mhm.
current value of I? 1.
Mhm.
Answer will be 1. Then loop will run second time. What is the value of I? Becomes 2. And value of result become 1 because of the previous update. Okay, so what is the value of this result? 1 plus 2 equals 3. Right.
Mhm.
Now the loop will run third time. The value of I becomes 3. And previous value of I is result is 3. So 3 plus 3, 6.
6.
And so on. So this will keep on iterating. So if I run this one, you will notice 5050. So 1 plus 2 plus up to 100 is 5050. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, I think very clear.
Okay. It is like same as for loop.
Mhm.
Now, print number from 1 to 5 except 3 using for loop. So can you tell me how do you approach this problem? We wanted to
So,
print number 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 4 and 5. We want to
oh,
skip value number 3.
mhm. We did that yesterday, teacher, right? The break the number of 3. Breaking the number
No,
of 3, right?
no, we wanted to skip 3.
I skipped 3. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did
So
that. Yes.
what do you, yesterday we had discussed about two statement. What are two statements? Break and continue, right?
Break and continue. Yes.
Yeah. So which one we will use for skipping values?
Yeah, we need to break the 3. So wait, I forgot that.
We wanted to print 1, 2, we wanted to skip 3, and we wanted to print 4 and 5 again.
Right. Yes.
We can use continue for skipping values, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can use for I in range. We will go from 1 to 6
One.
because of 1 to
Oh,
5. Then we will check if I is equal to 3. Then simply continue. And then print I. You can notice 1 to 4, 5, not 3 here. Because we have skipped the value of 3. We are checking
mm-hmm.
if I is 3, then keep 3 continue. And then it is like first I will become 1. Then we are checking if I is 1 or I is 3. No, I is 1. Currently, I is not 3. So this line of code will not execute. So this line will execute. So I becomes 1. We are printing 1. Then I is 2. So we are checking again if 2 is equal to 3. No. So this will not run. And we are printing 2 again. Then I is 3. We are checking if I which is 3 is equal to 3. Yes, 3 is 3. Then we will continue. Like we will skip the value of 3 here. Skip the 3. Because the our if condition is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we will not going to print 3. Then we will check for 4. Now 4 is equal to 3. No. So we will print 4 here. Then we will check for 5. 5 is equal to 3. No. Then we will print 5 here like this. Is
Mm-hmm.
it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear. Thank you.
Then next question. Print number from 1 to 10. If a number is divisible by 4, stop for loop. Here we can use break statement. Why? Why break? Because the question is asking to break, stop. It is asking to stop, okay, which is break. So what we can do, we can start by using for I in range. It is asking to run for loop
One
from
to
1 to 11, which is 1 to 10, right? Then we are
yes,
checking
teacher.
if number is divisible by 4, then stop the for loop. So we will first print I. We will first check condition if I modulus
And
4 is
before.
equal to 0. Then
Yeah.
please break the for loop. Otherwise, keep on printing numbers. So if I run this one, you will notice 1 to 3 only. Because fourth number is divisible by 4, right? 4 is a divisible of 4. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why it is breaking the loop. First
Oh,
number we have in the I is 1. We are checking if 1 modulus 4 equal 0. So 1 is divisible by 4. No, 1 is not a divisible of 4. So we will not
mm,
going to run this line. We will run 1 here.
one, yeah.
Then we will check for 2. 2 is a
Mm,
divisible of 4. No, 2 is not. So we will not run this line. We will print 1 and 2. Then we will
mm-hmm.
check for 3. 3 is a divisible of 4. No. So we will print 3 here. Now we are checking for 4. 4 is a divisible of 4. Yeah, 4 is a divisible of 4. So now we are breaking the loop, which means this will break,
Stop
or
now
we
or
can
stop.
say yeah, force stop or stop the loop. So in the output, we have only 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Mm,
If I put here continue, so continue will skip the number 4, number 8, right? But here we are using break. Break will break your loop. Completely break your loop. 1, 2, 3. Is it clear? Now, next question. Print numbers from 1 to 10 again. If a number is even, skip it using for loop and else clause. How do we approach this problem?
number even. Escape if this in loop and else. Oh, this is the same as yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So first we will check for I in range. We start 1 to 11 again.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will check if I modulus 2 equal 0. If number is fully divisible by 2, then continue. print I. Okay, then where we can use else here? We can use else here. Let's say we can print here. The loop is over like this. So it is very simple. We're just checking. Then just we are adding another else condition here. So we will have answer like 1, 3, and so on.
1379. And the loop is over. Yeah.
With this 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and the loop is over. Give me a second. Just must. Yeah. So we are checking for 1. Okay, so first number is 1. So 1 is not a divisible of 2. So we are just continuing like we are not doing anything. So here we are printing. Then I becomes 2. So 2 is an even number, or we can say divisible of 2. So we will skip 2 here. Then we will check for 3. 3 is not a divisible of 2. So we will simply use 3 here. Then 4, and then 5, and then so on. And then after completing the loop, we are printing loop is over. So this will print after the end of the loop. Okay, after the end of the loop is over.
Yeah,
Okay.
teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher, excuse me. So now I have an idea. If I
Yeah.
see this problem like a skip, I will use the continue. Right? If I see the problem stop, I will use the break. Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you, teacher.
Now the last question, print number from 1 to 10
Very
again.
good.
If number is even, break the loop, which is we will use break here. And else clause. So just replace your continue by break.
By break now. That's the pattern, huh, teacher?
That's the answer. Is
Yes,
it
that's
clear this much?
very clear, teacher. Thank you.
So we have this one only. Why one? Because 2 is a divisible of 2,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we are just
Break and now
breaking the
break.
statement. And if we are breaking, the else will also not going to run. This will not going to run. Okay, because this else is attached with the for. That is why. But when you use continue here, continue will skip your value and the else will run. So remember, whenever you are using the break, the else clause will not going to run. And whenever you are using a continue, the else block will going to run. Okay. So is it clear this much? Any question from
Yes.
any questions?
No, teacher, very clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Now I
So if you
understand now.
stuck at like any point, you can also use Python tutorial. Okay, Python tutor for
I don't
solving your
tutor.
problems. I will share the link here. Just a
Yes,
second.
please.
Now, the next task for you is I will
Yes.
give you the question from every module which we have discussed. I will give you questions from the list, from the dictionary, from the tuples, from the set, and from the if or else. Because for the for loop, we have solved enough questions. But from the previous module, we haven't solved any problem, right? So from each and every module, I will give around 5 to 6 questions from each and every module. You
Yes,
have a
please.
like 1 week. Within this 1 week, try to solve all the questions. Okay, in the next week, we will discuss all those questions which I will give you as a assignment. Okay.
Yes.
Then from the
Thank you.
next week, we will
Yes.
discuss the functions.
Functions. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
So
Give me an
yeah,
assignment, and then I need to do it for next week.
yeah, I will share it by today, and I will share
Yes.
this recorded session. Try to revise all your previous concept and try to solve those questions. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
And one more thing, why like uh, within 4 sessions we will complete the core Python fully.
Yes,
Okay.
teacher. Yes.
So just 4 sessions are left for the core Python. After that, we will start with the advanced Python.
Advanced Python. Thank you again, teacher.
Yeah. So any questions?
No, teacher, no questions.
Okay. So rest we will continue in the next week. Thank you.
Hmm.
Have a good
Thank you
day.
again. You too. Bye bye.